Can you talk a little bit about your impressions and your relationship with Prime Minister Netanyahu?
So that was the first time I've met him. We talked for about 40 minutes. We talked quite a bit about cybersecurity and digital health because he's obviously very proud of the footprint and the position strategically that Israel's already established in cybersecurity. And we talked about why digital health, to truly reach its ultimate potential, is going to have to be smart about that as well. We also talked about the fact that both of us were college students in Cambridge in the 70s. Although he was a graduate student and I was an undergrad, I'd like to point that out. But he was at MIT at the Sloan School when I was at Harvard, and we both talked about the fact that the technology revolution that translated into the commercialization of all the knowledge that was being developed along that corridor really didn't start until about 20 years after the two of us graduated. Kendall Square was just not what Kendall Square is now back then, and neither was Central Square. And I think one of the biggest developments that's taken place economically and educationally over the course of the past 20 or 30 years has been this explosion of investment in knowledge and the ability to take the knowledge that's developed in university settings and in research organizations and to translate that into commercially applicable opportunities. And I think that's because in some respects, Moore's Law, the cost and capability of technology has dropped dramatically over that period of time, which has made it possible for that transfer to be applied a lot more aggressively in commercial environments. We also talked about the fact that he and I both believe that this face-to-face stuff matters, that having an opportunity for people to engage in face-to-face conversations, and there are now 3 non-stops being flown by El Al to Tel Aviv every week. I think there are 5 to San Francisco. I don't remember how many there are to Newark. I think it's 4 or 5 as well. But most of those flights are pretty full, heading in both directions. And I think that speaks to the fact that while the internet's there and while people can certainly engage in all sorts of video conferencing approaches to this, there's still nothing quite like sitting at the same table with somebody when you're trying to work through a really complicated problem or build a relationship.